Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a good one for you this morning, even though while you take a look at it, you'll be like, how good could it be, Brad? The price is falling. Well, it's starting to climb back now. Looking at the range here for XRP at 147 to 183. We are right now sitting at 158. We have seen an XRP Flash Crash this morning. We will hear from the technical analysts what they say about that. I think we're all going to like what they have to say. Then we're going to look at a massive whale alert. And I thought we couldn't get XRP right now. Why is so much of it moving around? Pretty interesting stuff there. CEO from BlackRock, world's largest asset manager, makes an incredibly bullish comment about digital assets in general. Brian Brooks testifies in front of a congressional committee, and you'll like what he had to say. And we're going to hear from Christine Lagarde and the digital dollar for the ECB. Let's just go ahead and roll this beautiful intro. Here we go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's go ahead and get started. Right now, we're looking at Coinbase, which is sitting in the negative this morning. It's listing at 322.75 and pre-market number is 321.45. So it's off by 1.3% this morning. We'll keep an eye on it. And when we look here at the market, it appears that almost everything is in the red in the 24-hour here. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. 60,996 for Bitcoin, and it's off 2.1 on the 24-hour. Ethereum is down 1.28 on the 24-hour at 23.88, and XRP at the number 4 spot, courtesy of the dereliction of duty of the SEC. We are sitting at $1.59. We are off 4.22% on the 24-hour as well. We're still up 64.05% on the 7-day. Let's go ahead and get into it. Again, here's your range. XRP just moments ago had a really fast crash, flash crash. We dropped from, I looked at it at 167, 168 or something like that this morning. And it just bottomed out like in a matter of a few minutes. And I obviously touched down here at 147. I didn't catch it at there, but I saw it drop to 152, 153. And now we're back at 158, so it may have found that support. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what the experts are saying about this. Dark Defender says XRP trying to stay above the 170 mark, and these are healthy moves in the long run. She will be above $2 and beyond soon. I made a comparison between 2017 and 2021 pattern, and you can have a look with your coffees. Cheers, and cheers to you, Dark Defender. Really appreciate everything you do. And look here, support at 168. We blew right through that. And then 150, which we just barely dropped below that. And it seems that we have found some support now back up to 158. So this is important to see that, that we did find support right around 150 level and appear to be back here again at 158. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then let's move to the next piece of news, which I just find fascinating. Every day we are reporting now about millions upon millions of XRP moving from one wallet to an exchange. And this is no different today. 160 million XRP have moved between the world's top tier exchanges, with Ripple Giant making one of those transfers. Wow. With XRP being so hard to get these days, especially in the United States, you have to wonder, are we about to see a relisting of XRP on the exchanges? One has to ask the question, And here's the overtone of the long view. This is the world's largest asset manager. Its CEO of BlackRock says that he is fascinated by cryptocurrency, believing that it could become a great asset class. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree with him, because I think that's exactly what we're sitting on with digital assets in general, is a brand new asset class. So this is exciting when you hear the world's largest asset manager give this kind of a nod to crypto. I can't wait to find out what kind of position they take in this space. Looking here from Bond Crypt. By the way, shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf. Shout out to Michael Val, 5 Links, Bond Crypt, and Crypto Dem, and Jesus Tejero. So many others. I can't name you all, but I am really, really grateful for each and every one of you. And the wonderful news that you sent, the top fund manager, Matthew McLennan, is worried about speculative excess. I don't see central banks buying Bitcoin anytime soon, so it's not really a substitute for central bank reserves, nor is it a substitute for what people might use hashtag gold for. This is a really, really heavy statement because, look, this falls directly in line with Christine Lagarde, and we're going to hear from her in a minute on the ECB and the digital dollar approach. But she has said the same thing. She doesn't ever see central banks holding Bitcoin. And look, that's a bit of an issue, right? Because that tells you right there, there's only so much adoption that's going to happen with the asset if it doesn't get picked up by central banks as some kind of backing reserve. So that is an interesting comment right there, and one to not forget about. I also have to really quickly just sidestep this real quick. I want to give a very special congratulations to Spencer H. and Mrs. H. They have announced that they're going to be getting married, and they are long-term, have become friends, really, but they're subscribers to the channel, audience members, and really have just become great internet friends to me and Mrs. Backup, and we wish you two all the best. We're very happy for the news for you guys. And let's keep this moving here. So Brian Brooks just recently testified in front of the House Financial Services Committee. Let's get into this a little bit because I want to show you he had some blowback here, and just Brian Brooks has defended the fintech banking charter introduced while he served as the acting comptroller of currency after congressional Democrats took aim at the license on Thursday. So Brian appeared as a witness before the House Financial Services Committee Subcommittee on Consumer Protection and Financial Institutions at an April 15th hearing titled Banking Innovation and Regulatory Evasion. I come down here and I just want to get this highlight here and basically let you know what he's telling them overall is we're building a second internet here. It's not built for terrorist financing. It's built to allow us to have a truly decentralized internet. If you believe that America's soft power in the world has a lot to do with the fact that we control ICANN and the internet protocol, I think you would feel similarly about these new protocols. And that's what we're talking about here, the value in the protocol. That is what we're talking about. Okay, so with that being said, this is from Digital Asset Investor. Shout out to you. Originally shared by Real XRP Boy, who puts out amazing content as well. Make sure you follow him if you don't. And listen to what Navarro warns of a potential currency threat here and pointing out China is a problem because they're leading the fourth industrial revolution on this front. Listen to this.
Digital coinage, dollars, that's all predicated on this thing called blockchain technology, the idea that you can perfectly encrypt a system. But the problem is that one of the things that China is doing right now is to try to dominate blockchain. So you can guarantee, you can take this to the digital bank right now. China probably already knows how to crack, decrypt Bitcoin. So it can be disruptive there. So if it controls the digital universe there and also has the ability to basically hack that system, it controls everything. The analogy here from me, Maria, is there's a famous Mahanian theory about how if you control the sea lines of communications back in the 1800s and the 1900s, you control the world. Well, in the 21st century, if you control the digital currency space, you control the world. And that's where communist China is going right now.
And well said, actually. And this is the more important point here is this is a conversation that's happening on mainstream media. Right. And here's the narrative. Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank. You hear this gentleman here, Navarro, mainstream media. We hear Christine Lagarde say it's not Bitcoin, a central banker. Right. We hear other people, the gentleman we just heard from in the post previously, the tweet previously, say the same exact thing. There is a heavy narrative here that there will be something coming. Just yesterday we read an article here and covered an article from, I think it was New York York Times, I believe, that said they see Bitcoin going to a proof of stake and moving from a proof of work to a proof of stake. And the only thing I could say there is that feels like a parallel move to me, because to me, Ethereum is moving to proof of stake and it has high gas fees. And I don't know how you get around that issue and solve that problem to make it more user friendly as far as cost efficiency goes. Now, with that being said, let's keep going, because here we see a call to action here. City of London calls for a paradigm shift in tech at banks. This is from Reuters. Check this article out. This is pretty amazing because it's straight ahead. It doesn't say DLT, it doesn't say Ripple, what have you, but it does talk about reg tech. And reg tech is really about how we can monitor the market for compliance and things of that nature and save a lot of money in the process. Reg tech refers to the emerging use of technology to streamline and cut compliance costs at financial firms, such as reporting data on market transactions to regulators or spotting crime. It goes on to say the annual cost of compliance for Britain's top 5 banks could be cut by at least 0.05%, or a combined £523 million, which is $720.48 million, by greater use of RegTech, the report said. There you go. We're moving closer to it. And here we have Christine Lagarde laying it down. Our work on a possible digital euro continues. I told Reuters that the feature citizens say they would value most is privacy. Listen to what she says here about that. Let's go ahead and play the clip here in 1 second.
We think, we central banks, and I'm not the only one here, there are, at least 80 central banks around the world that are looking at digital currencies. We think that it's a duty of us to actually have available digital currencies that would operate to the benefit of consumers. So what would it look like? Well, it could be used like banknotes. I don't think it is like banknotes, because it will not have the degree of anonymity that banknotes have. And I find it very interesting, by the way, that in the consultation that we conducted, that consumers who responded in very large numbers said, we want our privacy to be protected, but we don't want anonymity, because they understand the risk of anonymity when it comes to digital currencies.
And there you have it. She's laying it down, and it sounds like to me they've got it hammered out. That's what it sounds like to me. This is getting interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I mean, I think the narrative now is getting so clear that, the government dollars that are going to be digitized, which will be central bank digital currencies, right? Just literally digital dollars from the central banks, right? The money you have in your pocket is already a digital representation in your bank accounts, on your phones, in your accounts. And the reality here is that we're really moving to a place to ensure that when we get a regulatory framework that is a unified framework for digital assets, which I believe, as BlackRock mentioned, is going to be a great new asset class, the central banks want to make sure that they control the on and off ramps to it. That's where we're at this morning. Before we get out of here, I do want to show you this. And this is what I worked on yesterday with a couple very dear friends of mine. This is really great. This is some artwork from Jack Cleveland, who's no longer with us, but he does Fractal Art. Look at this. It's incredible. It's an animation NFT. I sat down with two of my friends, and shout out to them for all the hard work that we did. It took several hours, probably 3 hours roundabout, to go through the process of getting a MetaMask wallet and then getting the NFT made and then hooking those things together and getting it posted. And this is here, and I think this is amazing. And I will put the link to this in the comment section and the description box, and you could actually go and vote on this, or even make a purchase for it. So you could put a bid on this if you like it. I think it's fantastic. But I have gone through the process now, and it feels very good that I've gone through the process of how to get a NFT minted and put online. And this is on Mintable right here. Mintable.app is what this is on. And you can look it up at Complex Hearts 01. This is pretty remarkable. And I'm going to be doing a whole lot more of this. And by the way, I will be making a video of how to do this process. So that's where we're at on this day. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and make sure you share with somebody you know. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And by the way, if I didn't tell you, and I don't know if I did or not, Kava, high yields. I think we went over a post this morning because they just connected to, what was it? I think they connected to Binance. If you haven't seen that, they've connected with Binance now and integrated fully, and that is amazing news. So make sure you check out everything that's going on with that. Follow me on Twitter, hit the like and subscribe, check all the links in the description box and the comment section, and I'll catch all of you on the next one.